So hello and welcome to this Adobe After Effects tutorial. Today we are going to create this simple animation, and right now you can see what we are going to be doing. I am just experimenting with something like this. I am slowly learning character animation, and for now I am going to create this, but later on we are going to create more advanced tutorials. One thing that I want to mention is that I created this tutorial 2 times. In the first tutorial, we made the same thing, but we made each step individually. And in this tutorial, we are going to do this animation, but we are going to animate this only once. And then we are going to use expression, loop out expression, to loop this forever. So yeah, I am going to put a link in the description for the tutorial where we were animating step by step. But in this tutorial, we are going to go with the expression. And yeah, right now we can start. Alright, so I have these vectors from the site Freepik, and I'm going to put a link in the description. And I'm also going to provide you the Illustrator file that we are going to create very quickly. So yeah, so you can download this and you can use this. I will go to the place where I have this. I had a zip file, I unzip this, and I'm going to double click on the IE file. It is going to open me this in Adobe Illustrator. And what I need to do is I need to click, I need to right click, and I need to choose ungroup. And then one more time I need to click, right click, and right now release clipping mask like so. And right now it is going to be separated like so. And I can create new document 1920 by 1080 pixels and so on. And I'm going to click create. And basically I'm going to drag the sock like so to the new document. I am going to scale this with the shift. I am going to rotate this little bit like so. I am going to position it at the bottom so I can rotate it as I want. So one more time, a little bit more like this. Okay, I think that this is fine, maybe a little bit more, but yeah, okay, something like this. Now I can scale this little bit more if I want, like so. Okay, I'm going to duplicate this, so I'm going to hold Alt or Option, and I'm going to drag, and I'm going to hold Shift to stay on the same line, so like this and there. And I'm going to get the present just to create some kind of static background, so I'm going to drag it in here. I'm going to scale this with the Shift like so to stay proportional, and like this and there. Now I'm going to have everything in the layer 1, so what I need to do is I need to select this, go to these 3 lines, release to layers, and I am going to drag this outside of the layer 1. Layer 1 is going to be empty, and I can delete this. Your Illustrator may look different, but you need to go to the layers and so on, and yeah. And I am just going to save this. I am going to provide you this, and I am going to see you in Adobe After Effects in a moment. Okay, so right now I am in the Adobe After Effects, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag my Illustrator file, the one that I have created and the one that I have provided to you, to the Adobe After Effects like so. I want this to be a composition, layer size, this should be as a default, and I'm going to click OK. Now I'm going to double click on my composition, and it is going to open like so. I'm going to create some kind of background, so I will go to the layer, new, solid like so, and I'm going to choose some color, so I'm going to keep with this blue color, and I do not need to change anything. I'm going to click OK. I'm going to drag the background at the bottom, and I am going to lock this. Now I am going to rename my layers very quickly, so this is going to be SOG number 1, this one enter is going to be SOG number 2, and this one is going to be present like so. I'm going to change the color of the layer of the socks to be maybe orange, just so we can visually see which layers are the socks, and yeah. I'm going to scale them down a little bit, so I'm going to select them with the Shift one by one like so. I will go with the S for the scale, and I'm going to scale them maybe like so. Okay. Now I'm going to position them where I want, so I'm going to select both of them with the Shift, and with the Shift and arrows I'm going to go maybe like so. Okay, and this one I'm going to move a little bit closer. So in the first tutorial, or the tutorial that I mentioned at the beginning, what we did is we went with the position, and I created a keyframe for both of the positions like so. And then what I did was I moved 10 frames, and I position this one to be a little bit up. I will temporarily hide the present, and then I move 10 frames more and I put it this down like so, and yeah, and then I went to the pen tool, convert vertex tool, and I just make this to be rounded like so. So basically I created a step like so, and then I made the same thing with the SOC2. So keyframe, 10 frames, and I move this like so, 10 frames more, and I went like this. Okay, one more time this this tool, and like so, and basically I created the step like this, then one more time I created a keyframe, went 10 frames more, and created step like so, and yeah. So this is one of the way how you can do something like this, but I would like to do this with the expression, so I am just going to make the animation once, and then it is going to be looping forever. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to delete all of my keyframes, like so, okay, and one more time we are going to start. So I'm going to create a keyframe on the position for both of them, like so. I'm going to move 10 frames more, and I am going to make this one to go a little bit up, maybe somewhere here, like so, and I'm going to move 10 frames more. And right now I want the SOC1 to be exactly where is the SOC number 2. So what I'm going to do is I can see that SOC2 has position 559.7 and 916.7. You may have, or you are probably have the numbers different, but on this keyframe, on the SOC1, I am going to put the same values as the SOC2. So basically I am going to go 559.7 like so to the X position, and I am going to go 916.7 for the Y position, and yeah. So basically right now the animation goes a little bit up and then to the same position as this one. And now what I'm going to do is I will go to this convert vertex tool, and I'm just going to make this a little bit rounded like so. Okay, and while the SOC1 goes up and to the position of SOC number 2, SOC2 is just going to return to the place of SOC1. So I am going to move 20 frames, and SOC number 2 I am going to move back like so. And one more time I would like to position this one to be the same place as this one at the beginning. So this was 206.7 and 916.7, but the Y position is going to be correct. But what I'm going to do is I will go to this one, and I'm going to make the X position to be 206.7, and yeah. Okay, so right now they are just going to switch like so. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a step with the SOC number 2. So I will go 10 frames more, like so. I will go up. If I would like to, I can put the same position as I had for this one, but that's not necessary. So I am just going to approximately position this like so. And then 10 frames more. And I would like to position this exactly in here. So I can just copy the first keyframe of SOC2, you know, the SOC2 at the beginning was in here. So I will one more time go 10 frames more, and I'm going to paste it like so, and yeah. So if I'm going to hide the SOC1, not the background, but SOC1, basically SOC2, what it's doing, it's returning back, and then it goes up and to the original position. And this is something that we are going to loop, okay? I'm going to show the SOC number 2 like so, and this one we made this is this one, we made it to go up and then in here, and right now in 20 frames I want to return this to the original position like so. So I just copy it and paste this keyframe. So yeah, basically this is what we did. Okay, just this kind of simple animation. So hopefully this makes sense. And now what I want to do is I do not want to copy and paste all of the keyframes and so on. So I am just going to make an expression. Just a little edit because I accidentally forget. I have right now created more things, but don't worry about this. The thing is that on the sock number 1, I created the animation to be rounded, but on the sock number 2, I forget to make this rounded, and until the end I let it like so. So I'm not going to record the tutorial one more time, but we also want this one to be rounded. So what we want to do is we want to go to the pen tool, to the convert vertex tool, and simply I am just going to drag like so and make this one to be also rounded. So yeah, little edit and we can continue. So I'm going to hold Alt or Option and I'm going to click on this stopwatch with the keyframes like so. It is going to open me the expression. I can zoom in like so. I can go with Enter to create a space, but that's optional. And all I am going to do is I'm going to type loop out like so, loop out, parentheses. I need to switch the keyboard. One more time from Spanish. Okay, loop out, and I want to go with the cycle like so. Okay, and what you can do is you can just type loop like so, loop. It is going to give you this option. You can go to loop out and go with tab like so, and then quotation marks, and you can go with cycle and yeah. And loop out cycle, basically what it's going to do is going to play the animation, and then it will go back to the first keyframe, and one more time it's going to play the animation and so on. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing for the sock 1. So Alt or Option, click, and one more time I'm going to type that loop out, and I want this to be cycle like so and yeah. And right now, if I'm going to go with play, it is going to be looping like so forever. Okay, so yeah, this is what we are going to do. And now, once we have this expression, what we can do is we can make the animation to be faster or slower. So I could select all of the keyframes, I could hold Alt or Option and extend it like so. So right now the animation would be way slower, or I can make it to be closer to each other. And right now it is going to be faster like so. Okay, but I am going to keep it as it is. I have like I am moving 10 frames each time like so, and yeah. Okay, so this is what we have, but we would like these socks to move, because right now they are just walking on the same place. So what can we do is I will go to the beginning of the timeline, I will go to the layer, I will go with new, and I'm going to choose a null object. And this null object I am going to rename to be socks control like so, or anything. And I am going to parent my socks to this layer. But be careful, because I can go with P for the position, and there is like option to parent the position. So we do not want this. So I recommend you to close your layers like so. And right now we are going to select both of them, and we are just going to parent them to this controller like so. If you don't see parent, maybe you can go with toggle switches mode. It is going to switch this mode, but in both of them you should have an option for the parent, or you can parent in here. You can click and you can choose which layer you want to parent. So I can go from none and I can go to socks control like so, and yeah. And basically right now with this layer, what we can do is we can go with P for the position. We can right click and separate dimensions, because we want to only animate the X position. And I am going to create a keyframe, and let's say that I am going to move to frame to 6 seconds, and I am going to move this little bit like so. And yeah, right now they are going to be walking and they are going to be moving. but we need to adjust this because right now it is going to be like so, but they are like returning. So now what we need to do is we need to find the correct speed. So I am going to try to move it a little bit more away, like so. I will play. They are still a little bit returning every step. So it means I need to put it a little bit more, like so. Okay. Or you can, move the keyframe. But yeah, I will try one more time. They are still going back. So yeah. Okay. So yeah, basically, when you are doing this way, you need to find the correct speed. So they are not going to be moving. They are still moving a little bit. So I will move it a little bit more away. But eventually I am going to get to the place where they are not going to be moving. So a little bit more, like so. And maybe right now we are going to have this correct. They are still a little bit moving back. Okay, I will go like this and you can see that they are slowly moving. So one more time I will put them a little bit more away. Let me see. Okay, and right now they seem to be stationary. Okay, maybe a little bit more and yeah, but yeah, I am going to keep this as it is, and that's fine. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with the present, like so. I can scale this down a little bit, S, and I am going to scale this down, and I'm going to duplicate this couple of times. So I will go with Ctrl D, and I'm just going to position it somewhere here. I'm going to duplicate it one more time, Ctrl D, and I'm going to move it somewhere here. Basically, just so we have some kind of background which is stationary. And now I'm going to create a camera. So I will go with Layer, New Camera, like so. I want this to be one node camera, but everything else I want as a default, and I'm going to click OK. When you have cameras, cameras do not affect 2D layers, so we will have to make everything to be 3D layer, but I am going to click OK. So I am going to make everything to be 3D layer, like so. Like so. I'm going to unlock the background and make it 3D, like so. If you don't see 3D, one more time, you can go toggle switches mode, or you can go F4, that's the shortcut for the toggle switches mode, and yeah. And now, with the camera tool, what I'm going to do, let me for the moment close everything, like so. With the camera tool, I am going to go with the P for the position. I am going to right click, and I am going to choose separate dimensions. And I'm going to at the beginning maybe position this like so. Okay, I'm going to create a keyframe, and I am going to move somewhere here. Let me open the socks layers. I will select them and I will go with U. Okay, this doesn't help me because I have expression, but let's say that I will go somewhere here, like so. I want this to be 6 seconds, and I am going to move the camera to that place, like so, and like so, and let's say something like this. Okay, and now if I am going to go with space, this is what we are going to have. We are going to have these steps. We have this presence just to have some kind of static background. And yeah. Okay, so yeah, this is what we have. And now if we want this to continue, what we can do is one more time we can go with the expression. So I will go to the socks control, I will go with P for the position, and we are animating the position from here up to here, and we spent quite some time to making this not coming back. So I do not want to reposition this right now. So if I want this to continue walking in the same speed, I can go with expression. I am going to hold Alt or Option. I will click, and right now I will go with loop out, and with the quotation marks I will go with continue. Okay, so basically continue means that it is going to continue the same speed as it was before. So right now I will go like this, and it is going to be walking. The camera will stop, but the socks are still going to be walking. Okay, and if we want the camera, for example, to also continue, I can with Alt or Option click on the camera, and I can go. I can zoom in a little bit. Let me go like this, and I can go loop out, and one more time I can go with continue. Right now the camera will continue the same way, and this is what we are going to have, and it is going to be walking like so, and yeah. And now if I want, I can adjust this keyframe of the camera, maybe like so. So yeah, and yeah. So yeah, basically we are done. If we want, we can duplicate the present few more times. So I can click on the present. I will go with Control D, and right now I am going to position this a little bit like so with the shift and arrows. But yeah. And the last thing that we can do is we can make the background to be visible. So I am going to unlock this. I will go with the S for the scale. I am going to unclick these constant proportions so I can scale it individually, and I am just going to scale this like so, let's say like this. So we have a lot of space, and yeah. So yeah, I will go to the fit, and basically this is what we are going to be doing. And by default we have made this to loop forever, and yeah, we are looping the walk forever, the camera forever, and yeah, and we are putting the presence just to have some kind of static background, but you could put anything to the background, but I didn't want to, you know, spend time making the background, so you can have any kind of vector, anything, and yeah. So yeah, I will go maybe up in here, and yeah. Now I am going to go with N, or I am just going to drag this like so, and I'm going to right click, and I'm going to choose trim comp to work area, and right now my composition is going to be 10 seconds, and this is going to be the animation. So yeah, the last thing that I am going to show you is how you can export this. Maybe you know, but I will show you anyway in case that someone doesn't know. But yeah, if anyone have been here until this point, you can write me that in the comments. That would mean a lot to me. But yeah, the last thing before exporting, what we can do is we can put a motion blur to the socks. So I am going to, and also I'm going to put the socks over the presents like so. So they are going to be over the presents, and I am going to put a motion blur. It is this one and this one like so. So it is going to make them a little bit blurry while they are moving. So yeah. So yeah, now I am going to very quickly save this because I do not want my After Effects to crash. So very quickly I am going to create a folder which I am going to call AE, Adobe After Effects, and I'm going to keep this to be untitled. That's fine. And I will go File, Export, Add to Adobe Media Encoder Q. It is going to open me this media encoder. For the moment I am going to remove everything that I had in here like so, but yeah, and for the moment this is going to be empty, but eventually your project is going to appear in here, and I want this to be H.264. In here I do not want to change anything. H.264 is like the standard MP4. In here we can choose the location where we are going to render this, so I'm going to create a folder which I am going to call render like so, and I am going to click save. I am going to click render, and it is going to start me the render, and yeah. So yeah, I have created this tutorial in 2 ways. The first tutorial we were animating every step manually. In this one we were using the expressions, so that's up to you which one you like the better, the more, and yeah. So I am going to wait until my render is going to finish, and yeah. Okay, and right now I can go to the place where I have this render. I am going to open this, and this is going to be the final animation that we are going to have. So yeah. Okay, So yeah, this is it. This is all. I hope that you have learned something. I hope that you can use this in some kind of your project. And yeah. So thank you, take care, and goodbye.